well for you. It's a beautiful Saturday and it happens to be Valentine's Day. So, yeah, I want to say happy Valentine's Day. Wishing you all of the love, wishing you all of the happiness and joy that you can find in this year. And I hope that you have loved ones around you who you are showing love to, and also you are receiving some love. I mean, it's a good day to receive love. So yes, let's make sure we do that by spreading love everywhere we go, especially today on Valentine's Day. And also, I'm sending you all of my love. All right, so today is another episode on the Ninja Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. Beautiful weather, if you would ask me, right? So I'm already very good, very excited, and super pumped to be here. And this is going to be a very good and valuable section. Yes, so I'm already looking forward to all that we're going to share today. So a quick background: the Nigeria Landlord Show is your number one real estate platform that gives you all the news and trending updates, as well as the pros and cons of investing in the Nigerian real estate market. Yes, on this show, we show you how to make real estate work for you. And my name is Amara Onzurike, and I'm honored to be your host here on the show. Okay, so yes, like I said, today is another available section. We have been, in the past few weeks, we have shared a lot so far, and yes, a lot of people have sent in their feedbacks, and thank you for that. Thank you for also telling me what you like to talk about, what you like to hear on the show. I really appreciate that. And of course, I'm working on giving you more value and bringing more insightful conversations that we can have here that can help us get all the resources and the tools and the assets that we need to build a profitable real estate portfolio. Okay, so yes, that's why I am here. Okay, so today, like I said, we're having another exciting topic, and I'm already looking forward to it. I would like you to also engage with us on the show. But before that, I want to talk about our channel, our Ninja Landlord channel. So if you're not part of the channel yet, I'd like you to, make sure that you have already subscribed to the channel. Or if you haven't, please search on your WhatsApp channel portal. Just search the Ninja Landlord, and you can be able to find us and follow, because most of the conversations that we have here, we continue them on the channel. We share tips, we share insights, we share also knowledge and data that we have access to, and we put all of these updates on the channel. So yes, if you need more information on some of the topics that we're talking about, please make sure that you tune in, or you subscribe to the channel. And also you watch us, you can stream us on YouTube. You can go to look at all the previous episodes. You can go to our YouTube page on VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube, and you'll be able to see our page. So search the Nigeria Landlord VOP 90.3 FM, and you'll be able to see some of the previous episodes that you missed. And yes, that you can also subscribe to that channel. And also you can follow me on YouTube as well. You can search for me, Amara Onzurike, on YouTube. Amara Onzurike. I still put up some insightful content and valuable content on how you can profit from the real estate market. So yeah, that's how you can connect with us, right? And yes, you can also send me your feedback on WhatsApp to my WhatsApp number, or if you're looking for the channel and you cannot find that's the WhatsApp channel, you would like me to send you the link, you can just send me a message on my phone number, a WhatsApp message, and 08064637377, 08064637377. So you send me a WhatsApp message and I'll be able to send you the link. All right, thank you for that. So just stay tuned. When I come back, I'll be going right into today's topic. I promise you, it's value packed. So stay tuned, and I will be right back.
For real estate market insight and industry trends, join Amara on the Ninja Landlord Show, where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Ninja Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Ninja Landlord Show, the voice of real estate in Nigeria.
Okay, welcome back to the show here on VOP 90.3 FM, and you are listening to the Ninja Landlord Show. The Ninja Landlord Show, your number one real estate investment platform. And today we're going to be talking about who can actually afford affordable housing in Nigeria. Hint, not the people it's built for. Not the people it's built for, yeah. So we're looking at affordable housing in Nigeria and who can actually afford affordable housing, who can actually afford it right here in Nigeria. So, looking at, the economic situation right now, looking at having to start looking for housing, affordable spaces for rent or to own, and it's becoming such a a hurdle to even achieve, even if you come in as a renter or you're coming as a homeowner, like you want to buy your own property. It's not something that's, it's like, easy, like just the everyday Nigerian like you and I can just, get up and afford. And we always also see the government always saying that, oh, this the goal for the year, the agenda is to make affordable housing available for low and mid-income earners. We see a lot of promises, we see a lot of initiatives and policies that are coming. Okay, well, there's this project, we've launched this project, we've launched this initiative, and again we see some reliefs or exemptions that's okay that is given to the housing industry, the construction industry, just so that we can be able to, so that we can also be able to afford this commodity, this essential commodity, because housing is very essential. But at the end of the day, it does not reflect, right? It doesn't reflect in the general public, right? It does not reflect in the everyday individual living, earning, and actively participating in the Nigeria economy, and it doesn't matter your status, if you're a low income earner, if you're a mid income earner, if you're even a high income earner, you're still affected, one way or the other, because housing is not cheap, right? It's not cheap. It's something that you really have to, get some substantial capital put aside to be able to afford. And now it's not just about housing; it's also trickling down to, even getting, the space, in leasing, the space, not just for your living, but even for your business, your offices, your for commercial purposes. It's still going on to affect that area. We see very, very ridiculous hikes and prices in the industry, and it's not looking like, is the government even actually doing what they said doing? Because if they're doing it, then who actually is benefiting from this, right? Who actually is benefiting from this affordable housing and affordable initiatives that they have been putting out there, that every year we hear new agenda, new programs, new policies. So let's talk more on this and see how we can get solutions to these issues, because I think it's having these conversations that we can be able to even prompt the rights we can even prompt the right actions or the right steps that needs to be taken in this area. So yes, I want this to be very interactive. I'm not just going to be doing it alone, so you have to call me and also share your your experiences and also your ideas and solutions. So now let me start with a question that should make you uncomfortable. When the Nigerian government announces affordable housing priced at 8.5 million to 12.5 million, who exactly are they building for? Because here's what we know. In 2026, the national minimum wage is 70,000 per month. That's about 840,000 naira monthly. Annually. Right, so the average Nigerian salary ranges from 2.75 million naira to 3.4 million per year. That's I think that's even very average, low average, right? So the annual rent for a 2-bedroom flat in Lagos or Abuja is 1.5 million to 4 million naira. Yes, that's exactly true. That is based on research that I have even done personally. Now do the maths. If you earn 70,000 monthly, you need to save your entire salary, not eating, not paying rent, not buying anything, for 10 years straight to afford the cheapest affordable government housing units. You need to save that money, that 70,000 naira, for 10 years straight. So who exactly is the housing for? The federal government has fixed uniform prices for its renewed hope housing units at 8.5 million for a one bedroom, and 11.5 million naira for a two bedroom, and 12.5 million for a three bedroom. These are presented as solutions to Nigerians' affordable housing crisis. But there's the uncomfortable truth that we need to talk about. Affordable housing in Nigeria isn't affordable to the people who need it. That's the truth. It's not affordable to the people who need it, especially the people who need it the most, right? And the very needy, and the average income earners. It's affordable to people who could probably afford market rate housing, right? Because there's a difference from what the government has priced the housing and from what is the market rate. So it's affordable to those who can afford it at the market rate pricing. And this isn't just semantics. This is a fundamental mismatch between the policy and the economic reality that's leaving millions of Nigerians further behind with each passing year. So let me kind of show you what I mean. The maths, like how the maths when I say the maths doesn't add up. What does affordable housing actually mean? Globally, housing is considered affordable when it costs no more than 30% of the household income, right? Some organizations use 33%, but let's leave that 33%. Like, let's use it at 30% as our benchmark. All right. So Nigeria's housing strategy under the Renewed Hope agenda is built on a clear, affordable benchmark. No household should spend more than one third of his income on housing, whether through rent or mortgage. Right. So the great principle, if you should ask me, that's a great principle. But now let's test it against the reality. The minimum wage worker monthly income 70,000, annual income, like I said earlier, 840,000, and 30% of the annual income available for housing is 252,000 naira. Now, the cheapest affordable housing is at least between 8.5 to 15 million naira. That's for like a one bedroom. Or let's say, okay, at the very cheapest, 8.5 million, right, for a one bedroom apartment. So with a 20-year mortgage of 6% interest, that's the most affordable NHF rates. 20-year mortgage at 6% interest, right? So now there are also requirements for you to access this kind of mortgage. It requires a down payment of 20%, because now I'm talking about the most affordable route, because people are going to come and say there's the mortgage option. The government is going to come and tell you that you can go access mortgage at the affordable interest prices, and you can also do an installmental plan whereby you have a 20-year plan and you're paying in installments for 20 years. And so if you actually want to do it, you can do it. So we're analyzing this maths. That's why I said let's do the maths. So okay, I lost my train of thoughts there. Okay, so I was saying a 20-year mortgage at a 6% interest. So there are also requirements for you to be able to access this. You have to have a down payment for 20% down payments for that mortgage, right? So that 20% is like 1.7 million naira, 1.7 million naira. Yes, 1.7 million naira. So that's the 20% down payment that is required for you to be able to access that mortgage. Then we have the monthly mortgage repayments. You must also be able to repay 60,000 naira every month, and that's like 86% of the gross monthly income for someone who is earning 70,000 naira monthly. That's where we started this maths from. So is this is this affordable? Because we're looking at the most affordable route right now. Completely unaffordable, if you ask me. That's my verdict. Completely unaffordable. Even accessing the mortgage is impossible. It's right impossible. Where does a minimum wage worker save 1.7 million in this economy for a down payment? It's not even possible, right? The average salary earner in Nigeria earns like, okay, monthly income. If we leave the minimum wage, let's look at the average salary earner. Average salary earner is earning about 250,000 naira in income. All right, so this is average. And then you have an annual income of about 3 million naira, and that 30% of annual income is supposed to be for housing, right? And that is about 900,000 naira. So the affordable housing for like a 2 bedroom, like, okay, your average, this is an average income home, a family home that earns average income annually, and you have, if you're earning 3 million annually, and you're using 30% of that for, you're saving out 30% of that for housing. That's about 900,000, and then you now decide to, okay, go on to purchase, to acquire a home. The average 2 bedroom, because you need a 2 bedroom at the very least. The average 2 bedroom is about 11 million, 11.5 to, that's, I'm talking about the lowest price here. 11 million to maybe 15 million, within that range anyway. And if we try that again to do the maths for the mortgage, and you say, I want to go through the mortgage, because you can't be able to afford that 11.5 million, right? You have to save for a lot of, I think I have to do the calculation for how many years you save that your 900,000 to be able to get that 11.5 or the 12 million. Then you go the average route where the government is giving out, mortgage loans at a very affordable interest. Average mortgage is 6%, and then you can pay back for 12 years, and that means for the 20% down payment that for your mortgage you are doing 2.3 million, and then you have a monthly repayment of 82,000 naira. 82,000 naira, and that's 33% of gross monthly income. What's the conclusion for this kind of calculation? What's the conclusion for this method? I would say barely affordable, because you're not talking about other expenses that home is going to incur. Remember, you're going to be paying school fees, feeding, transportation, healthcare, a lot of other expenses that are not cheap, right? That's also is also going to take a chunk of your monthly income. And so how is that even affordable? So that, I would say, it's barely affordable. Barely. You must have maybe some other form of income for you to be able to strive. If you can save 2.3 million for a down payment, which would take you saving like 20,000 monthly, because out of that 250,000, maybe you're able to save 20,000 for for a basic 2 bedroom flat in Lagos, which is about for a basic 2 bedroom flat in Lagos, which is about 1.5 million. And so it's not even close. And we're calling 8.5 million housing affordable. 8.5 million. That's what I'm going to. 8.5 million naira housing, which is being pushed and being run by the government, is not affordable. So who is actually the ones that are affording this, that are getting this home? All right, so we see, I just analyzed the mortgage route. Even if you decide to go, because people will say, okay, if you use the mortgage route, because I had some conversation with some colleagues, some experts in the industry, and they said, okay, most people can do the mortgage route, but even if you use the mortgage route, is it actually affordable? So I'd like to hear your thoughts, right? If you are a homeowner, or you've been looking for, you've been able to get your home, how were you able to do this? Because this is one of the um, core purpose of this show to be able to give you the tools, the information, the resources that you need to build a profitable real estate portfolio. And one of the assets in that portfolio that you are building is getting your own home. I mean, even if it's in the long term, you should have that in your portfolio. You should have that, as a budget that you are going to do, or you're already doing, or you're planning to do. So it could be a short term, or it could be a long term plan. But it is something that I always advocate for, because I believe that housing is one of the intrinsic needs of every human, and I believe that it's one of the tools that which you can be able to you know, put yourself at the advantage of wealth creation and wealth transfer, right? So I always push for that. All right. So I would like to hear your thoughts on, how you have been able to navigate this affordable housing crisis that we have, how you have been able to build, their own, earn your own home, build your own home, or what is your struggle? What is the pathway you are using to go after that? All right, yes. So I will be going on a short break. When I come back, I'll open the phone lines and I would like to hear from you. Stay tuned and I will be right back.
For real estate market insight and industry trends, join Amara on the Ninja Landlord Show, where we show you how to make real estate work for you. For different investments, strategies from real estate experts on Ninja Real Estates. Elevate your financial education and investment in Nigeria. So tune in every Saturday on VOP 90.3 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Ninja Landlord Show. The voice of real.
Okay, welcome back to the Nigeria Landlord Show here on VOP 90.3 FM. This is Amara Onzurike, and we have been talking on a very insightful topic. I hope you've been, I hope you've been, engaging, or you've been taking notes. Yes, and so now I want to open the phone lines, and if you, like to share with me, please call me. So we've been talking about the who can actually afford affordable housing in Nigeria. Yes, who can actually afford affordable housing in Nigeria? And hint, it's not the people that it was built for. That's what we're looking at. So I'll open the phone lines. Number to call is 0700 903 903 903. And I want to put out a disclaimer out there. All right, for those who are calling, please do not make it about politics, because yes, I always say this show is not about politics. This show is about having strategic conversations that can create solutions, all right, that can, become like a ripple effects in the ecosystem of bringing out new governance, new initiatives, new policies, new strategies that can empower you or put you at an advantage in becoming a profitable real estate investor or homeowner, or anybody who is trying to earn actively from the real estate industry. So please, let's try to be in line with the topic, and not make it all about politics, because we can drag the government from today to tomorrow, but what's the solution, right? If we're going to even tell the government, drag the government, we should be telling them this is what we want, these are the solutions that we want. So yes, the number once again is 0700 903 903 903, and you can send me a message on our WhatsApp line to 081 717 56338, 081 717 56338. So affordable housing in Nigeria. Now, we have a lot of prevailing issues. I think some of the systemic failures that has actually even caused this, this housing is so, it's so unfortunate that even we look at different states, different regions, and we see, the same structural failures, systemic failures, right? We see so many problems, and some of them are the building costs that are through the roof, right? So because if you ask that, okay, why is this house so expensive, you see that the homeowners, the builders, right, the developers, they have spent a lot in building, in acquiring the materials and putting up that property. We see the high interest rates, we see access to mortgage also becoming very difficult, and a lot of other issues that makes affordable housing remain elusive amidst the harsh economic realities that we're seeing right now in the country, right? So if you look at the cost of cement, you look at the cost of the steel rods, look at the cost of blocks and the roofing sheets. These are the ones I can remember call up off my head. Most building materials are even imported, right? Or the developers, they rely mostly on imported inputs. So now we'll also look at, if we're going to be importing, we look at the naira and the fluctuation, right? So now it's naira currently, I think with naira at maybe 1,400. Naira to the dollar, 1,400 to 1,500. The cost keeps rising. Now this results in the hike in the price of the properties that we are seeing, right? I missed that call. Please call back 0709 0700 903 903 903. All right, so materials for to build, labor, the land, even the approvals to build that land. You see a lot of bottlenecks in acquiring the right approvals for that building. So all of this is also going into that. So when the government says 12.5 million for a 3-bedroom is affordable, they are barely above the construction cost. There's no subsidy, there's no kind of cushion effect. It's just the normal market pricing with a fancy name. That's the truth. When I see that affordable housing news and headline that with 12.5 million, I just think it's the normal market pricing that's barely with a fancy name. Right now, we also see another problem: the land access and title issues. That's one of the bottlenecks that I just talked about. Right, you see the complex title system. We need to even look at that, because that one is another major issue. Getting a certificate of occupancy, for example, it takes months. Even the process is quite strenuous, right? And we see also government acquisitions. People are scared of where to buy a property. Government acquisition without compensation. We see also some land disputes on some of this property, especially on this family land. We see exorbitant land costs in accessible locations, places that people, these are places that we have, population, that people need this housing because of the overpopulation. We now see exorbitant land costs. So what's the government doing about regulating, this market prices, right? So it's quite, all of this is adding up. We see the mortgage gap, or as well, less than 5% of Nigerian property purchases are financed through mortgages. Because when they preach mortgage, the truth is that less than 5%. How many people actually have access to this mortgage? The mortgage is not even meeting up to. It's not. It's here 5%. So it's not even meeting up to 10% of the housing deficits that we have here. So it's really, it's really still a lot of loopholes, a lot of work to navigate that, to assess the mortgage, right? Even the ones that are even done, privately, we see high interest. We see 18 to 20. No, not 20. I think as much as 18 to 30%. That's for commercial properties, right? And we see also they provide short tenures, maybe 10 to 15 years, which is quite short for a housing project, right? And a lot of inefficiencies, lack of credit history. You want to access a mortgage, there's no credit database and all of that. So it's still a lot of work that needs to be done. All right, so I think that there's a major disassociation with what is happening in in real time than what is happening, what we have on the books, on the papers. So we need to come to a point where we connect to real time to what it looks like on paper. All right, so there's the policy illusion. All right, you see the government said they are doing a renewed hope housing program. The government promises about 50,000 housing units in phase 1, and that's the phase 1 of the program, right? And a uniform pricing across state of from 8.5 to 11.5 to 12.5. That's for 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom. Now, this initiative is targeted. The priority is to low and middle income earners, and we see multiple payouts, multiple payment options, right? We see different options to pay. You can access mortgage, you can do installments, you can do rent to own. There are different options, but the reality is that if you look at the scale of the initiative of the program, it's 50,000 units against a 20 million naira. 20 million units, not naira. 20 million housing units. 20 million costs, 20 million units, and we are seeing 50,000 units to 20 million. And that is the unit number of the cost of the amount of people that need housing. So the deficit already is at 20 million, and you're doing 50,000, which doesn't even put a dent on that number. That's about 0.25% of the housing need that we have in the economy. So it means that there's not going to be much effect. It means that it's just going to be very few people that would access this. And then we look at the pricing, as I said earlier, we have established that 8.5 to 12 million naira is not affordable, for actual low income earners. It is not affordable. The payment options, the outright payments or the mortgage requirements that you have to be paying monthly, it's really very strenuous on the average income earner. And then the rent to own, if you decide to take that part, because there's also the option of the rent to own, the details are vague. Like, it still requires substantial upfront payments for you to be able to do that rent to own. And installments, if you're going to do installments, over what period, at what interest rate, for low income earners. So this allocation, because it's actually the people that actually need it, that are the low income and middle income earners, that it's being made for. So we see that we cannot really define the low or middle income earners. Anybody who can just come, as far as you have the money, you get, you can get, I mean, if as long as you have the money, you are going to be considered, you can get, into the lists. So there's no specific targets to the low and mid income earners. And then we see organized private sector, that are also using this as an opportunity to kind of get some form of interest or some form of profit for themselves, right? And most times you see that even the people that have access to this are not even Nigerians. Okay, they are Nigerians, but not Nigerians based in Nigeria. They are Nigerians in diaspora. These are the people that even can afford most of the housing that we have, or the programs that are being put out there for low income earners. It's the Nigerians that are outside Nigerians. So it's quite it's quite I put it, it's quite heartbreaking, or it's quite problematic if you ask me. So I think that we need to look at the human costs, right? What is the reality, the human cost? What does it cost for an individual to be able to own a property in Nigeria? And when we look at what would truly affordable housing look like? Like, if you look at affordable housing, what does it? Well, I don't want to end it on just the bad side. I want to say, okay, I want to give an idea of what would affordable housing truly look like. Now, it will look like maybe at least a target price, looking at the average income, should be at least a target price of about 3 to 5 million. Yes, sounds crazy, but I think that's just when you can say a housing is affordable, right? At least maybe, it's just not so much big space. I mean, like, about, you could have like 250 square meters to 350 square meters. That's kind of size, that kind of plot size. You could build a one room self-con with kitchenettes, spacious one room and all of the amenities that you need, kitchenette, bathroom, all of that, and it's also not in the outskirts. It's also within range that you can get other amenities, access to other amenities, good road transportation, markets, all of that, right? And if we build this with a cost-effective materials, not all these high expensive luxury materials, but cost-effective materials that we can even produce locally, you will see that these prices will actually they actually drop down to something that is very, very affordable, right? So that even with a 10-year mortgage at 6% to 8%, you can be able to afford it. At least you do a 500,000 down payment, and then you pay in installment across the years. That's a reality. You'll be able to afford it. And also, it's not going to be such a headache for anybody that is looking to come into the market. So I'm going to give some recommendations, right? For the government, they need to redefine what affordable means. They need to refine it. They need to set clear income brackets, e.g. housings that are earning between this amount to this amount. This is their kind of affordable house that you should go for. Then they should also price the housing right, the make the houses, the prices actually reflects with reality, right? That is something that the annual the household, a household now, for example, the annual income of a household can actually afford. All right, so they also need to provide real subsidies like land, and provided at 40 to 60% below the market price or the market rate, and also materials. That's, we can do all this affordable low cost materials, bulk procurements, and distribution at a very affordable or very low cost. All right, and then they can also like make sure the interest is being brought down. Right, and yeah, they can also fix the mortgage system, and address the land and title issues, because making the affordable, the land, the property, documentation, the title, very accessible. Then for the private sector, they need to embrace incremental building. you know Developers need to develop a market, starter homes that are very cheap, right? Not building luxury. I mean, they should create buildings that are for different income brackets, right? And then we see the developers that are trying to put all these different amenities. They can also just use alternative materials, right? And alternative materials, and then also need to have more models, like more different buying models. You must not be outright payment. You can do rent to own. You can do off-plan payments. Yes, you can do that. You can do cooperative financing. All of this is available, and something that we can scale up. All right, so yes, I think this issue is not something that's just one person, but it's for everybody, both the government, the private sector, every person, that we need to come together. So I would wrap up from here because my time is already up. Yes, my time is already up, and so I will just continue probably next week. Okay, I hope you got value. My name is Amara Onzoike. So like I said, to continue this conversation, just send me a message and I would send you the WhatsApp link on our WhatsApp channel 080-6463-7377. 080-6463-7377. All right, thank you. So I come your way next weekend. Just stay blessed, stay rich and free. I'm out.
From the latest trends in digital banking to groundbreaking innovations in the dynamic world of technology and AI, now we've got it specially covered just for you. Right now, Tech Life is a new program on Voice of the People 90.3 FM Lagos that meets your needs with quality information, deep analysis, insights, interview, and offers you full technological know-how on how to thrive in today's digital economy. Tune in to Tech Life every Saturday